Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the 7-Minute Takeover, where we chat all things acquisitions. We're your hosts. I'm Liz Prey.
I'm Eamon Gamble. Hey, everyone. Today I'm introducing the episode. We've got an acquisition accelerator to share with you today. The topic of our podcast today is how to tell if you've got a healthy funnel of deals for your acquisition pipeline.
Strong pipeline.
Very important. Some folks want to know, hey, should I be looking at 1 deal a week, 10 deals a week? And we're here to answer how to evaluate whether you've got a strong pipeline or not. Liz, what are your thoughts on where somebody should start when they're thinking about developing a strong pipeline of deals?
Yeah. So a great place to start for most searchers who are usually starting out agnostic is at the end of the day marketplaces if you're just starting from scratch. So it's a great place for you to meet brokers. Not all marketplaces are created equal. So you've got Biz Buy Sell, Acquire.com, Village Wellth has a marketplace as well, Axial, and each one is created a little bit differently, and they have different size volumes or maybe different niche focuses. So it's good to do your research on which marketplaces are a good place to start. But the other reason for marketplaces is it's a direct point where you can get to know brokers. So lots of brokers are agnostic as well. So instead of looking directly at does this deal fit me, is who's representing this deal? Is it in the size bracket that I'm looking in? And then use that deal to meet the broker and understand what else they've got listed behind the scenes. So that's the second source is brokers and M&A firms, and not all of them list on marketplaces. And often they don't post all of their deals on marketplaces either.
They keep the good ones hidden.
So you have to be on their direct contact lists or in their kind of private buyer pool where they prefer to send deals to those that buyer list internally first to make sure that you're not missing what's really coming up in the market. So those are the first two. The third, Eamon?
Well, I'm guessing you're going with off market, so that's directly reaching out to potential business owners that you're interested in purchasing their business. This is probably a slightly lower chance that you're going to get the right one right away. A bit of a longer burn, but it's going to yield results eventually.
It usually takes a little bit longer to find an off-market deal, which is also called proprietary search. Business owners are not ready usually with their financials or, all of their procedures and their data room already prepared. They may not be in the mindset to sell. So it can take a little bit longer to nurture those relationships. And usually if you're setting out to find a business, usually you don't start with proprietary search because most searchers are, like I said, agnostic, unless you're very, very focused on one single or a few industries where you know that you're not really going to find those companies on the open market and you're going to have to go direct to the business owners. That's when it becomes a really suitable fit to go proprietary search. And the last tactic is through professional networks. So if you think of business advisors that are 2 degrees away from the business owner, or you're 2 degrees away from the business owner through them. These are your lawyers, your accountants, your exit planning advisors, your bankers, anyone who serves a business owner and may have those contacts in their network. And really what you're trying to do is you're training them on your search criteria.
Okay, so for people just starting their search, it sounds like developing a healthy pipeline is really about relationship building. It's about getting to know brokers, about leveraging your network, about potentially reaching out to not listed companies and just building that base of your deal flow. Let's assume that you've kind of established some of that. You're maybe a couple of months in. How many deals should you be looking at per week? What would you consider kind of healthy from that perspective?
Yeah, this varies for everyone. And it can come down to whether you're searching full-time for a business or you're searching part-time on the side of your desk if you're working full-time. So if you think of it, if you're focused full-time on searching for a business to buy and you have, 30, 40, 50 hours a week to commit to it, oftentimes searchers that are in that space are looking at dozens of deals per week. So an easy way to think of it is how many hours do you have to commit to it a week? And if that's your target goal, if I've got 40 hours a week and I want to hit 40 deals a week, that can be a good target to hit. If you've got 5 hours a week and you want to be targeting 5 deals a week, it's one of those things, you get out of it what you put into it. The biggest thing is if you're limited in time and you're working full time or have other commitments that restrict you from putting in the full time effort, is consistency. Which brings us to the next point of it's a sales process.
Okay, so it's a sales process. I've heard this said before, when you're searching, you're running a business, your business is buying a business. And if somebody wants to treat this as a business, you've been in sales before, I've been in sales before. Talk to us, maybe the folks at home haven't been in sales before. How should they be thinking about how successful their sales pipeline or sales funnel is?
So ultimately what you want to get to the point of in your search is that deals are coming to you, which is the triggering point for knowing that you've built a pipeline. And what that means is brokers, your business advisor network, are sending you deals either through, emails to you of, hey, I found this company, thought of you. You've trained your network well enough, but where that really starts to take action and take place is in your process itself. So, when you go out and you build those relationships, you're tracking the data, you're using a CRM or something like Wellth. We've got a deal management platform where you can track all of your deals in app. You can track the priority of them and where they were sourced and where they came from. But that follow-up cadence is really one of the most important things in this process. Is you're not just reaching out as a first touch point to an M&A firm or your networking community. Is how are you keeping in touch with them on a regular basis? How are you continually following up and training them on your search thesis? So one thing that I like to recommend to searchers is when you get a deal that's not a direct fit, use it as another opportunity to train the person that sent it to you as to why it's not a perfect fit. Like, thanks, I really appreciate the deal you sent me, Eamon. It's not quite a fit for me for these reasons. And every time you have an interaction with the source that sent it to you, you're using that as an opportunity to reiterate what your search criteria is, so that maybe the next time they come across a deal, they know that it's a fit for you. So treat it like a repeatable process, fill the sales pipeline, track the data, track where it came from, and follow up.
That sounds like a very professional approach. I think you're not just training the brokers in your network, but you're demonstrating that professionalism that you're going to bring to your entrepreneurship journey more
100%.
generally. So I think to wrap up, we've got the idea that if you're early in your search, you really want to be building your network and training yourself to a certain degree on how you're going to interact with these counterparties. Secondly, Liz says you should get 1 deal a week per hour you're committing to your process.
It's an easy way to think about it.
That's an ambitious target, so I challenge you to see if everybody's meeting those thresholds eventually. And third, be a professional, treat it like a sales process. That we would consider, I think, a healthy pipeline.
A healthy pipeline. So if you want to get a little bit deeper too, is the KPIs. So track the quantity of deals, how many deals are coming in a week, but what percentage of those are a fit for you, and go back and review what sources they came from. And that review in itself will help you identify where to spend your energy, because we all know there's a finite amount of time in the day, and you want to be spending it in the right places to give you the highest quality of deals. And you can do that by tracking the data. So
great. Well, thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to subscribe, follow us on social media, and check out our website at villagewellth.com.